Welcome back, folks. Jon Najarian here, back in the studio. We'll be heading over to another studio shortly. But here is today's 3 at 3 for the 28th of April, covering unusual option activity. That means, of course, calls bought on the offer, puts bought on the offer. That's what we focus on, along with Twitter and Reddit, because we do pay attention to large comment shifts in either of those two major social medias for financial markets. So with that said, let's get started and take a look. You're looking right now at the screen with Apple. Basically underperforming last year at the start of last year, but since July, we've seen a pretty big outperformance that widened out, as you read here, in mid-November of 2021. And for the year over year, Apple's up 17%, whereas the S&P total return is 2.6. So despite what Steve Weiss says, I'd say that's outperformance. And I truly believe that it will outperform again. Services are one reason. Health and wearables are two other reasons. And I think that it's really tough to beat a company that is doing as well as Apple has done. Now, that doesn't mean they couldn't have a misstep. They certainly could. We all know that supply chain issues have plagued a number of big tech companies. But take a look at the moves that are being made from Microsoft to NVIDIA. There's a lot of some of those stocks that were hit that are making comebacks right now. So with that said, let's kick it off with MPC, Marathon Petroleum. MPC, they were buying the 95 calls. Well, stock was in the 80s when they were doing that. So you know what I'm going to say. I'm going to buy an at the money call, sell. That's my hand towards you. I'm selling the out of the money calls. I will not be in these 95 calls. That doesn't mean that you're dumb if you buy them. You would buy the 95 call because you might want to be in something that flips very quickly on a sharp move to the upside. It's not necessarily predicting that the stock gets to that target. It's just that if we see a very fast pop like that, you would indeed see those 95 calls move rapidly, even though they might never get to the money or even in the money. So instead, I'm not asking the stock to do as much work or heavy lifting. I'm instead just saying, you know what, I'll buy at the money, follow this smart money trade, and then as we start rallying, which I hope we do, then I sell upside calls. Now, Germany has indicated to many, and I cited this on Twitter, that they are going to finally curtail their purchases of Russian oil and gas. Other than driving themselves into a recession, the alternatives are buy that oil and gas from some other country, and the oil and gas they buy from somebody else is somebody else who's bought it from Russia, quite frankly. So we'll see exactly how that plays out, but it will put more demand on oil and gas. And for that reason, with Russia being out of the picture, perhaps for the largest economy in Europe, that would push demand up, even though some people will try to navigate around that or more or less dance on the head of a pin. So May 95 calls in MPC, first of our trades today. There you see it was 87.65, and they bought 2,000 of those upside calls. That would be 200,000 shares in option parlance, because every option's for 100 shares of stock. So 200,000 shares times 95, you get the idea. That'd be somebody pretty big. Rebelcon 2022, coming to Dallas. We'll be down there in Dallas the 21st through 24th of September. If you'd like to join us, please sign up now, because it's a much more limited audience than our one in Vegas last year. Rebelcon in Dallas will instead be limited to 500 people. So that's half as many as we had in Vegas last year, which means if you wait until, for instance, July, August, September, you're not going to go. You're going to watch virtually, which is fine with us if you elect to do that. But if you'd like to be there for Rebelcon, buy the tickets now. The packages are already trading. You can go to marketrebellion.com/Dallas. That's marketrebellion.com/Dallas. All right, crypto convo. Yep. Talked about DeFi tech and my latest interview, which was with Russell Starr. There is Russell. The stock is publicly traded. It's 92 cents a share. They have a market cap of about $192 million. If you compare that to any of the peers, and first of all, I don't really know that they have a peer. They have venture capital. They have nodes that they get paid for operating. And I think this is just a fabulous play in the crypto space, publicly traded under DEFTF. Go to cryptoconvo.com to see all about it. All right, Las Vegas Sands. Some of you didn't like that I said, hey, strip revenue is up 27%. And they said, yeah, John, but they don't have exposure to Vegas anymore. If gaming revenue is up, that means people are coming back. Now that is Vegas versus China, where they do have lockdowns. I get it. That's why I think it's undervalued, my friends. I don't always have that much time to say all of that when I'm on CNBC. Instead, I just cited that, hey, gaming revenue up 27% year over year. Since China's been locked down, when they start getting that same sort of whoosh, what do you think is going to happen there? I think it'll be bigger than 27%. I think it'll be much bigger than that. But again, I can't pull the trigger for you. If you want to just dance on that head of a pin and say, you know what, Doc cited Vegas and this doesn't have exposure. They sold their exposure to Vegas. Your choice. I'm saying unusual option activity because 5,000 of these September 37 calls, yeah, that's unusual option activity. I want to follow unusual option activity. That's 500,000 share equivalent of a 37 strike call. Do the math on that. That's a big trade, folks. That's why I followed it. Also, Peabody Energy. BTU is the symbol because, you know, British thermal units, BTU. Take a look at Peabody Energy, BTU, June 25 calls. That's what they were buying. You see that big number there, 16,000. Early in the day, it was 15,000. Now it's gone over higher than 16. I believe it's 17 or 18,000. Nonetheless, June 25 calls, which are almost $4 above where the stock is trading right now. I love following big trades like that. I also love buying at the money, selling upside calls as it rallies. That's my anticipation, again, because of what is happening with Germany potentially finally saying no mas, although in German, I don't know how to say that, but I know how to say it in Spanish. Anyway, BTU, 15,000 of those June 25 calls bought on the offer. We followed into this trade as well. That's the third of today's 3 at 3. If you'd like to learn more, go to marketrebellion.com/get started. You can see all about learning stocks, options, cryptocurrencies. You can get a coach if you'd like that. That's more or less like a group lesson. If you'd like a mentor, well, that's like a private lesson. And we have both available to you, as well as distance learning, meaning you just open up your computer, laptop, iPad, whatever, log in any time of the day or night, watch a lesson, decide, oh yeah, this makes a lot of sense. I'm going to do this. Bang. That's distance learning, folks. You can do it at your schedule anytime you want, and we give you full support as well as webinars that are free to you as a subscriber or as a member of any of those services. So check it out, marketrebellion.com/get started. I'll see you tomorrow on the halftime report and right back here on Market Rebellion Television, Rebelcon TV. Bang. See you then.